Hello, my name is Mike, and we're coming to you from downtown Malino. And have you ever wanted to know what your helicopter is going to do before you actually go and do it? That would be nice information. Could save your life in situations, especially when you're trying to do off-airport operations or things of the like. So my topic today is the POH, which is Pilot's Operating Handbook, and I'm going to be dealing with R44 today. And this is a very important subject. As you can tell, it's not only your safety, but your safety of your other passengers also. So the POH section that we're going to be involved with today is Section 5. And Section 5 is performance. As you note that all POHs have standard chapters in them, and Section 5 is always performance. And we start out with general notes, and these notes start out setting the stage for the information that we're going to be getting throughout the section. In general notes, we have a stability note here that the helicopter will be sustaining its controllability at 17 knots and with a density altitude of 9,600 feet. Now, what does this really mean to you? This really means that this, when you go outside of these characteristics, or you will have a possibility that your helicopter is not going to be performing the way you want to. So looking over these charts and getting familiar with this section is very, very important. It also continues on with cautions, and this is a very important part, and it's not small print, but it is part of the section that you might normally not read. And so I would like to make this a really important to you because most POHs have this characteristic. And the situation that I'm talking to is ideal conditions. Now these POHs were developed for rules and regulations involved with the FAA. And so they want to make their data as best foot forward as they possibly can. So they use ideal, perfect temperature and DA situations. They have new helicopters, new engines, the best performance that they could possibly have during this period of time. They're flying with test pilots. These people are really familiar with the aircraft in which they're operating and are making these tests. Spend thousands and thousands of hours in these helicopters. They also note under ideal conditions that carb heat does not apply during these data points. And the reason for that is the carburetor heat is going to diminish your performance up to 2,400 feet in hovering for your helicopter. So this is really significant. If you were in a place where you were high humidity and fairly low temperatures, and you actually had to use your carb heat, the performance you're going to get is going to be much, much lower. And each helicopter is going to have a little bit different performance characteristics, but they're still going to have that effect. So noting that, and even if your helicopter is not this one, noting that your POH is going to identify that situation for you is very, very important. Then we go into charts, which this performance chapter has several charts in it. First one is going to be a calibrated airspeed over indicated airspeed. Now I didn't draw the chart here on my board. I don't think it's particularly important exactly. I think it is the ability for you to know where to go and find this information. It is the most important. The next chart that we have is density altitude over pressure. That's another really important characteristic. on what your helicopter is, how your helicopter is going to perform. Most important is helicopter in ground effect and helicopter out of ground effect. Now these two have a big difference in terms of pressure and gross weight. So this chapter is a lot of information throughout these charts. And here's one that everybody's familiar with. It's in every POH and that we have to consider with our helicopter. And that's height velocity diagram. And I think we're all familiar with this. We use this like quite every day, especially in training, where we're stay out of these zones so that we can operate in these nice clear areas. But any of the areas that we have shaded have some sort of characteristic that the helicopter is not going to like or perform well. And then we go to the last part of the POH, goes into noise abatement. So you have some understanding when you're performing your helicopter what it's actually going to sound like on the ground. So their test was done at a flyover at 500 feet, and we create a decibel level of 81.9. This is what our 44 performs. So a little bit of a recap and what the sections of the performance are is general notes, then we have charts, and then we have our notes. Hope this helps you. I would like you to encourage you to pay a lot of attention to your POH and enjoy reading it and have good flying. Bye-bye. I'm happy.